What's up, my dudes? I just wanted to come in here and have a little discussion on good old Kenny boy. Will he finally do it in 2021 in Supercross? I don't know. You guys know my prediction was that I made at the start of the season was I felt like either Cianciarulo, Webb, or Osborne is going to win the title, and I feel like Tomac's not going to win the title this year, so that's my predictions, before the year. I know there's a lot of people betting on Roczen. He's looking really good. He's probably looking the best that he's looked since all of his crashes, right? He's probably looking just about the best that he, has since all that went down. He's just been getting better and better and better slowly every year. So the thing is he's currently the points leader, so he's got the red plate on the bike. He would have been the, oh my God, here we go. Spency boy trying to talk while he's playing a video game. This is, oh my gosh. Man, I'm telling you, like, your skill's going to look like you're going half as fast as what you actually can when you're trying to talk while you're playing a game versus not talking while you're playing a game. But either way, so yeah, Kenny's got the point lead right now, and he would have actually had the points lead a week earlier had he not got the penalization for, jumping on the red cross flag, whatnot, right? So he's looking good. I mean, there ain't no doubt about it. But one thing I do want to say is, like, there's a lot of dudes that look really good at this time of the season. There's a lot of dudes that do. And it seems like everything sort of changes once you get to that halfway point in the series. It's like some of the guys that you thought for sure was going to be up there in it at the end, they're just nowhere to be found. I mean, you could even go as far to say Roczen was nowhere to be found even just last year at the very end of the season when right at the midway point, I'm pretty sure he was actually, I don't think he was ahead of Tomac after Daytona, but he was right on his ass. I mean, I think he was like right there in the points, and then by the end of it, Tomac was plenty far ahead. Roczen just could never get his shit together towards the end of that series. I don't know if it was the track design, being in that one stadium, or the elevation kind of played into Tomac's favor. I don't really know exactly, but either way, he's just looking he's looking like he don't really care as much about a win as he does the title, right? It's like every decision he makes, it's all more based around the title. That's kind of what I'm learning about Roczen nowadays. Like where he was all over Barcia in the first race, but he chose to kind of back it down a little bit, not try to run it in there, took the second place, not get it in any kind of crazy crash or piss Barcia off or anything like that, right? And then, kind of gets in it with where he was trying to get around Wilson. He's just chill riding. He's not riding ahead of himself, riding totally within his limits, looks completely in control of the bike. So to me, it seems more like Roczen is going more for the title than he is like a win doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, and he's upset when he doesn't get the win, when he should have, like in the Wilson situation, but it's like at this point, just another win is really not going to mean all that much for Roczen. Like, he needs to be getting the title, bro. That's what he wants. Like, straight up. If there's anything Roczen could want in this shit right now, it's a Supercross title. That's it. That's really it. I mean, once he's done that, he can kind of say he's done everything, and I feel like that's what a lot of them want. They just want to get to that point where they can say they've won a Supercross and motocross title and got a couple wins along with it. I feel like that's kind of what most of them are after, but I feel like once they do it once, it's just kind of I don't know, it's just not as big of a deal, trying to get another one, right? Obviously, you always want to build up, like, back it up and prove you can do it more than once, but still, I mean, you've kind of seen what's happened to some of these other guys that's won a title. They just don't look quite as on point, fiery, hungry like they did for that first title, right? It's just kind of what I've noticed with some of these guys. But either way, definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think about, Roczen potentially winning the title. We'll see, how his mysterious, weird medical issues that he has, that's going to be all the difference in the world when we get to the midway point towards the end of the series. It's like, is that bizarre, weird medical condition still causing him issues, or is it not? You know, that's definitely, I think, is going to be the big game changer once we get more towards that point. But I think Tomac's going to start clicking off a few here pretty soon. I think Cianciarulo's going to start clicking off a few. I think Webb's going to click off a few. You know, when them guys really start going, Roczen's going to have to stay on his game. You know, it ain't going to be no messing around. I feel like a lot of those dudes like Cianciarulo and Tomac, they're just kind of getting some kinks out. Even Webb, you know, Osborne, I feel like all them dudes are just going to be even stronger towards the end of the series. So Roczen better be stacking some points right now, because if he has like another one of them races where he's like in 6th or 7th, and then you got Tomac out there winning 3 or 4 races in a row or something like that, it ain't gonna be good, dog. But either way, so yeah, I just want to come here and kind of talk about this a little bit. Roczen definitely looking good. He's looking like he's in the position to potentially do it. He's just got to keep this shit going all the way through. But you know, it's so true, though. I mean, it all gets said and done from the midway point to the end of the series, not from the start to the middle. You know what I'm saying? The start to the middle don't even really matter unless you have a super blunder race. As long as you don't do anything like that, really, the title gets decided towards the end of the year versus the first half of the year, right? So but yeah, he's looking good, looking smooth, looking quick, looking like all that. So looking like he's got his head on straight. He's not getting ahead of himself. He's, you know, having consistent races, even though he gets a 5th and 4th and shit in some of these races. Like he's not going back to a 10th, you know, he's not finishing in 10th, something like that, right? He's keeping it all kind of within that top 5 position range. And that's what you're going to have to do to win this kind of a title. If you ever get worse than a top 5, you're going to literally have to come back and win like 2 or 3 races in a row to really catch yourself back up to all these other guys that are riding super consistent, right? So we'll just kind of see how it goes, but still think you're going to see something big out of Cianciarulo come next few races. I think Webb's going to get it really clicking, as long as he don't have another crash like last year. Tomac's going to get it. Tomac's having some weird ups and downs this year already. I don't really know what's going on with that, but you know, kind of typical like old school Tomac in that sense. So I'm a little shocked by that. I thought Tomac was going to be a little more consistent, but I just don't think Tomac's going to win this year. I really don't. I think it's going to be somebody else. You know, I certainly didn't bet against Roczen, but I didn't necessarily bet for Roczen either, right? So I'm kind of in the middle on Roczen. Didn't really know where he was going to be. So we'll see how that shit all turns out. But I appreciate you guys watching all the videos, man. Appreciate all the support. I know it's been a crazy past few months. We'll get everything going, I promise. We're just kind of having to try to do shit in a different way than normal right now, so it's a little tricky, a little challenging, having to be a little patient on some things. So we'll get everything back going really soon. But I appreciate the heck out of all the support, all you guys that have become members, all you guys that have donated. It means the world to me, keeps me going. So we'll keep this thing going, brother. Later, dudes.